What's going on YouTube? It's your boy kevOzilla back with another video. As promised, I told you guys I'm going to be bringing you guys an updated settings, Cronus Zen and Strikepack settings for Warzone. This is going to be specifically for Warzone. We are going to be using and talking about the optimized game pack, the Warzone Pro game pack called Call of Duty Warzone Optimized Game Pack. All right, for both. It's available for both the Strikepack and the Zen. This is the game pack that I base my videos on that I highly recommend you guys try out if you guys haven't already. Still a great game pack, even still now as we move towards the end of Warzone 1 and into Warzone 2. Now maybe this is the game pack you could probably be using for the beginning of Warzone 2. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. Nobody knows. I will be testing things out and stuff like that. You guys already know, letting you guys know what exactly is the best game pack to use until we get dedicated game packs, right? But I gotta say this, when it comes to the community and community game packs for the Zen, we're most likely going to be seeing a community game pack first for Warzone 2, because that's how fast they are. They work faster than the devs and the dudes at Collector Minds and stuff that's in charge of the pro game packs. But once we get a pro game pack, we already know, usually 9 times out of 10, that's the way to go. But anywho, let's continue on and talk about today's video, which is the optimized game pack. All right, so of course, right off the rip, I got them side by side. There's a little difference between the Strikepack and the Zen, and I'll explain that real quick. Just a few little differences, but nonetheless, it's the same exact copy and paste game pack. It's the same exact thing. Okay, so all the orange, it says button layout matching games. So right here, you already know all the orange. If you play tactical, whatever, all this default flip, you want to make sure you match it right here along with your in-game settings. Okay, along with your trigger dead zone. This I just bring it down to a 0. Right. I bring this down to a 0 and I leave it at that. Okay, I'm standard default everything. I play standard default. I try to keep everything the same. The only thing is that I play at a 6.6 sensitivity. So right here, 6 sensitivity. Right here, I'll bring them side by side so like that. You can see a 6, right? They don't have a second number because you just got to match one number. You have to use, like, if you play 7, you got to be 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. You can't have one different than the other or else these mods will not work properly. Right? You got to be the same exact number. So I play 6.6. Stick minimum input dead zone. This is for the right stick. This is the minimum input dead zone. I just leave this at a 5. Okay, I play at a 5 on this. And max. So these two got to do with your right stick. One is the minimum and the other one's the maximum input dead zone. I bring this to a 1. So if yours is a 99 or even a 90, okay, that could impact you copying my values. So bring this up to a 1, right? This is the way I play. These are my settings. I'm letting you guys know my settings in case you want to, copy and paste. All right, next is the curve type, so standard and then disable, all right, for the inverted look. All right, of course, if you play inverted, you're going to want to enable that, okay? Please follow directions, guys. Okay, next you can see this is where the difference comes in that I explained in the beginning. I'm explaining now. On the left with the Zen, it says elite upper left button. This is for the elite controller, obviously, all right? So for all you elite controller players out there, you could mess with this. And with these, you have these buttons and these mods. You can have each button, assigned to a specific mod if you wish. It's kind of sort of the same thing like on the Strikepack here, but we have paddles. But if you have the eliminator, which comes with buttons, 4 buttons, you have 2 additional buttons down here. All right, you see a paddle button right here, number 3, number 4. But I play with the Dominator, so this is my setup. I have the left paddle disabled. All right, and the right paddle only turbo mat buttons. So like that, my right paddle is my jump, is my X. So if I hold it down, it's going to constantly keep jumping up and down. That's the way I got my Strikepack set up, right? So let me continue on to global mods, right? I explained this part already for you guys. Global mods, right? Drop down is the same exact thing on both sides. You have auto hold breath, block rumble, rapid melee, and slide cancel. The only 2 I use that I recommend using is BRSC. That stands for block rumble and slide cancel. You can see right here by the shortenings right here. AHB, auto hold breath, blah, blah, blah. All right, so BRSC stands for block rumble, slide cancel. Okay, those are the abbreviations. Now, rapid melee to each their own. I don't really like rapid melee. That means if you have rapid melee on, just when you melee, all you got to do is hold down your right stick. It's going to constantly keep spamming melee. Auto hold breath is if you're sniping. I highly recommend only selecting this if you are sniping or leveling up a sniper rifle or any of the above, okay? This is self-explanatory. When your ADS is going to automatically hold the breath for you. Me, like I said, I only need these 2. BRSC, again, which stands for block rumble and slide cancel. Same thing. I copy and paste my settings here on this side. Okay, if you own both devices, you're going to want to be matching your settings the exact same on both devices. Hair triggers, I got both triggers. Hair triggers is pretty much having like trigger stops for your L2 and R2. It just shortens the way, so you don't gotta press it all the way down. The L2 and R2, you just slightly press it and it'll register. Now here's the aim assist. Okay, active aim mod. You have a few active aim mods to choose from. Don't use any of these but aim assist. Okay, because this has to do when you ADS. Aim assist is the best. All right, leave this any ADS. All right, 15 aim assist intensity. For turbo mods, they recommend leaving this at 50. Okay, leave this right here on 50. Moving on past aim assist intensity. Let's go to active shot mod. Okay, now here's the change I made. This is a slight change. I'm gonna explain this. I'm leaving active shot mod disabled. I'm no longer running aim assist or ping shot. Okay, I'm gonna explain why. The reason why I'm not running aim assist is because I find that aim assist while firing my weapon messes me up more, and I perform a lot better without it. In those tight situations, 2v1, 3v1 situations, especially long distance, it's just not for me. It never was. I tried it out. You know, I tried getting used to it for the longest time. Couldn't do it, so I'm leaving it disabled. Ping shot. The reason why I'm not rocking ping shot is because I found that a lot of times, maybe it's the game, maybe it has something to do with the game, but if you rock ping shot while you're firing, it tends to lag your game. You tend to experience a lot more lag. So that's the reason why I'm leaving just active shot mod disabled. You can go ahead and try it out. You know, don't just take my word and say, okay, go ahead, try it out. Try out aim assist and try out ping shot. Ping shot is pretty much going to auto ping when you fire your weapon. But like I said, for me, I leave it disabled because I found when I have ping shot on, I'm experiencing a lot of lagging for some reason. Shot mod activation, any fire, okay. Anti-recoil mode, off enemy. All right, let me quickly explain the difference between on enemy and off enemy. Okay, don't even worry about dynamic. Do not worry about dynamic. I'm explaining what dynamic is, but trust me, don't. Off enemy, pretty much, you're gonna make a beam while shooting at a wall. You're gonna, you know, get your anti-recoil values, but then when you shoot at an enemy, it's slightly gonna move your anti-recoil up. That happens naturally. That's gonna happen, especially with off enemy. A lot of us could deal with it, and me personally, I feel like having off enemy is a lot better. Finding a value at a wall, stuff like that, because that little bit of recoil you get while shooting at an enemy, it's nothing. It's really nothing. It's not drastic. Oh my God, it's easily controllable. On enemy, you need to find value shooting at an enemy. So you got to have like a friend to help you out, or, you know, in each pregame before the game starts, when, you know, people just standing around, you got to ADS at them, shoot at them, and adjust from there, stuff like that. The only problem with that, I find two problems. One, I don't have a dedicated friend like that to help me find values for every single gun with on enemy. And two is the biggest part. With on enemy, at a distance, trash. At a distance, when you miss your shots, those missed shots are going to be thrown off. You're going to have terrible recoil every time you miss your shot, because if you do on enemy, the anti-recoil is basically only going to work if you're landing your shots. If you're landing your shots, then you're going to have no recoil. It's going to be a beam, but once you miss your shots, it's going to be thrown off. So I'd rather deal with off enemy than on enemy. Dynamic is the best of both worlds. It's combining both of them, but the way it works is weird. If you press all the way down on your R2 button, consider you're not playing flipped or whatever, you're going to get on enemy. And then if you slightly press about like maybe 25%, 30% of the way with the R2 button, which is shooting button, you're going to get off enemy. I know it's weird. That's the way it is. That's the way they made it on both the Strikepack and the Zen. It's weird. So trust me, I just leave it on off enemy. All my videos are done this way with off enemy. Next, weapon swap mode. You have automatic and manual. Automatic pretty much means when you come down here, you have your loadouts right here. You have loadout 1, 2, 3. You have 4 loadouts for each on the Zen and Strikepack with this game pack. It just means that for your primary or secondary, when you press triangle, let's say you have values for, let's say, a pistol or whatever have you, or like overkill class setup, you have like an MP5 or whatever. You can have 2 separate values. So you have values for your secondary and then values for your primary. So when you press triangle, the Zen or the Strikepack will automatically register that, pick it up, and indicate it. Well, the Strikepack green is indicated by primary, red is indicated by secondary. Kind of the same thing on the Zen, but you could just look at the LED screen on the Zen and just look and see what weapon the Zen currently thinks you have. All right, that's automatic. Manual, you will have to press and hold touchpad and press triangle for your primary and circle for your secondary. All right. If you wish to cancel all anti-recoil mods and not run any kind of anti-recoil whatsoever, but you'll still have like slide cancel and other mods, This just cancels out your weapon profiles just to suspend them. Let's say you got to drive or whatever have you. Press and hold touchpad and press X. All right, it's the same method for both the Strikepack and the Zen. Doing so is going to pretty much just suspend your weapon profiles. All right, like I said, you still have slide cancel, aim assist, and so on and so forth, but you won't have any access for your anti-recoil values unless you press touchpad and triangle again for your primary, or touchpad and circle for your secondary. Hope you guys understand that and follow along. And that's it. I just explained the loadouts within this game pack. You have 4 each with a primary, secondary, primary, secondary, primary, secondary. Disregard this in the bottom. All right, just leave this. Support purposes only. You read that. That's all you got to know. That has nothing to do with us. And that's it. All right, pretty much copy and paste the same exact settings. I'm scrolling up slowly one more time like that to give you guys time to look at it again. Okay. One thing I want to say, the turbo mods delay is positioned differently. All right, so on the Zen, turbo mods delay is under the active aim mod, right under the activation. Same thing I told you, leaving this at 50. Leave it here at 50. On the Strikepack, it's under paddle button number 1, right? Right here. Under the paddle button number 1 mod, you see turbo mods delay, just leave this at 50. They recommend just leaving it at 50. You can decrease this to make your turbo mods even faster, but they say chances are you might, bump into some stuttering and some issues and lag and stuff like that. So they just recommend leaving it at 50. For COD, at least, for Warzone, right? And yeah, that's about it. Turbo mods delay is pretty much turbo mods. Like, for example, here in Strikepack, turbo map button, when you hold it down, the right paddle, it'll constantly keep spamming X. Those kind of mods. Anything that says turbo, pretty much. Any other further questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to get to as many as I can. If not, I'm pretty sure someone in this community could help you out. A fellow subscriber of mine will be able to help you guys out. And as always, take care. Till next time. One last thing, guys, before you go, I forgot to mention, for all those of you who are on Xbox, I know you guys don't have a touchpad, but every time I say press and hold touchpad, it's usually the view button. Okay? So you would want to press and hold or press the view button every time I say touchpad.